Hello everyone and welcome back. This tutorial is going to be osTicket help desk setting up the life cycle of the ticket from its conception to the resolution. So let's get right into it. First things first, we want to come back into the Azure portal and we want to start the virtual machine back up. We did this in the previous two tutorials. Okay, so it's back up and running. So the next thing that we're going to do is remote back into it. You can do that by going to the search bar down here, type in remote desktop connection, and selecting that. I already got my public IP address, and then we'll just put in the credentials. Click yes. Once we're back on here, I'm going to open up the browser. Alright, now already pre-saved the links. The first one is just a link to my portfolio on GitHub. Second one is localhost / osTicket / scp / login.php. The last one is localhost / osTicket / index.php. So this support center is basically the one that we're going to use to create tickets on. And the other one is for logging in as the staff to the help desk. So, okay, so we'll log into the admin. Okay, once we're back into here, need to delete the maintenance department. Reason for this is upon setting it up last time, all the tickets that tend to get sent in through the system, they default going to the maintenance department. I don't want that. I want it to go to the support department. We're going to delete the maintenance department. We're going to check this box, and we're going to do the drag down under more of the settings button and do delete. I'm going to click yes to do it. Okay, successfully deleted that department. Okay. So then we're going to go over here. We're going to click open new ticket. We'll set it as Karen doing the first ticket. I'm going to set it as report a problem. Okay, So issue summaries.
I can't log in. It is saying my right here. We'll just do that. Okay. It is saying that I can't log in when I try to log in.
We're going to create the ticket. I'm going to open up a new ticket. This time we're going to do it under Ken. And do it as a general inquiry. Approval from my manager to have Microsoft 365 installed on my computer. Do you think you can help me out with this? Okay, so we're going to go back to Karen. Do report a problem. I can't get on any website. I was able to use it yesterday. And we're going to open up another ticket. And we're going to switch back to Ken. This one. Report a problem. Printer is not working. The printer has been printing that I try to print. I'm gonna do Karen. Report a problem. Adobe keeps exiting and won't load up. Adobe keeps exiting and won't. I've tried opening it multiple times and it just won't work. Now that we're done creating tickets, I'm gonna log out of the administrator. Well, and we're gonna log into John. John is a new employee with us. He just started. Here goes all of the tickets that we just created. If we go by order, we can do this one. However, looking at them, I'm going to assume that the printer is the one that is impacting a lot of people in the business. So probably John's probably going to want to look at that ticket first. So you have the ticket open. Ticket is printer is not working. Unassign automatically to the default SLA. You see Ken created this ticket and John can't assign this ticket to himself. What will we ever do? Okay, so looks like John's got to get in contact with admin or with his manager and see why he can't do anything with this. So we're gonna log out of John. Go to the admin panel. And go to agents. And then we're going to click on John here. And, oh, okay. So he has view only. That would explain it. I'm going to give him all access. I'm going to log him out. Relog back in as John. We're going to click back onto the printer ticket. Now, John sees this ticket. He can see that the printer has not been printing anything that this user has been trying to print. First things first, we're going to change this SLA plan. We're going to do it a Seve. and just put a comment saying possible large business impact. So we want to prioritize that ticket over the rest. For the help topic, we may put it to business critical outage. Again, then we want to assign it to John. Now we have John Doe assigned to the ticket. We updated the SLA on it, changed it to the appropriate help topic. As John. My name is John. So we put, hello Ken, my name is John. I will be assisting you with your printer issue. Can you please provide me with a couple more details into the issue with the printer? When was the last time the printer was working? Is the printer powered on? I look forward to hearing back from you and helping you with this issue, John. So now we can see the updated changes of the SLA plan being updated, the help topic being switched to the large business critical outage, and assign John this ticket. Now, it would be where we could wait to hear back from Ken. Ken responds back and he says that it was working yesterday. The printer is powered on. We can now act as John going to inspect this printer. We find that the printer is powered on. We check the printer for any paper jams to make sure that nothing's stuck in there. We check the queue, make sure there's no queue jobs trying to print out. And we cleared them all. We check to see if there was a network connection between the computer and the printer. The computer, by going to the control panel and selecting devices, we see that the printer is showing up there. We basically end up removing the printer, and then we reinstall the printer back to the computer, and we test everything out, and everything's able to work. The printer prints stuff now. So here's an internal note. I went to the printer and checked the physical cables to ensure there was proper power to the printer. I then checked the network of the printer to the computer and found the computer still recognizing the printer. I recognizing the printer and had proper connection to it. I then went into the control panel on Ken's computer and uninstalled the printer, then reinstalled it back on, was able, the printer was then working after I tested it out. Now we're going to close it out. Now we're just going to keep trucking along with these. So the next one John's looking at is I can't log in. It is saying that I can't log in when I try to log in. Okay. We're going to change this one. Let's say sevc. Single computer login with low impact for business. Alright. So, help topic. This one is we're going to switch it to a password reset. Select John. And assign him to this ticket now. We're going to do hello there, Karen. I am John, and I will be assisting you with your login issue. Does your manager know about the issue as well? I will have to contact them to verify that your password needs to be reset. I look forward to helping you with this issue. We're gonna send that to Karen. We're gonna check in with her manager to make sure that they didn't do something on their end to basically block her out of the account. So we're gonna check with her manager. John checks with the manager. Everything is fine. She just logged in way too many times. We, acting as John, basically went into Active Directory and reset her password, emailed her the new password, and we made it to where she has to change her password, and we clicked to where her account will be unlocked. We had her test it, and she was able to log in. So now we're just going to go ahead and close this ticket out. Karen's a temporary password for them to change on next login and unlock their account. Karen was able to successfully log in. John. Okay. Just realized Karen's having a bad day. We'll just Click on this one here with the can't get on any website. Came in today, can't get on any website. I was able to use it yesterday. Gonna change this one to severity as well. And I'm not gonna update it with Y. No, that one's fine with where it's at. Okay, and then we're just gonna assign John onto this ticket. I got this one. Access issue. Alright, so she was able to use it yesterday. And now she can't use it today. She doesn't have any connection issues, so we're just gonna was your computer left on overnight or any updates to occur? I'm just gonna send that off there. Let me. Oh, to occur. Access. Okay. Definitely want to include, see if it's just isolated to her computer. Karen basically comes back to John, lets him know that the computer was not left on overnight. She shut it down, and her colleagues seem to have access to the internet. Being John, we go and we ask her if she's connected to Wi-Fi. She checks the access to it by going to the settings and clicking on the Wi-Fi network. She realizes that the Wi-Fi icon is not turned on, it's turned off. So she turns it on and she tests going to a website, and it's now able to go to a website. That one is resolved that way. All right, we're gonna close out the ticket and we're gonna say customer to see if issue was isolated to just their computer. Their colleagues. I really bunged that one up. Alright, their colleagues were able to access the web. when we were on the phone, I had the customer go to their settings and found that their Wi-Fi was turned off. The customer turned the Wi-Fi back on and was able to access the web. We're going to close that one out. All right. So we're going to keep it moving along, going opening up this ticket, which is I would like to have Microsoft 365 installed. They let us know that they have approval from their manager to have 365 installed on their computer. Inquiry, yeah, we're going to switch that one to a Sev C as well. We're going to assign John to the ticket. So we send Ken a reply letting him know that we'll be working his ticket, that we need to have approval from his manager to install Microsoft 365 onto his computer. We ask him for his computer access. Say we get in contact with his manager. They say that he does have approval to have it installed onto his computer. So now we can check back in with Ken. Ken gives us his IP address to where we can remote into his computer. We use the remote desktop connection to access his computer, and then we install Microsoft 365. And then we have Ken open up the apps to make sure that they are properly working. He finds that everything is working. We will go ahead and close. And then open up all applications to test functionality. Everything found to be running good. Now I'm going to close that ticket out. Go into this one. Adobe keeps exiting and won't load up. I've tried opening it multiple times and it just won't work. And I change this into severity. And we're going to assign John to it again. Hello, Karen. My name is John, and I will be helping you with your Adobe issue. When was the last time you were able to use Adobe? We're gonna send her that John will be working on the ticket and just trying to gather more details with when was the last time she was able to use it. Let's say Karen responds back and saying she was able to use it yesterday. She's not able to use it now. Next, we're going to ask her for her PC username or IP address. Okay. She responds back. She gives us her IP address. We remote into her computer and we notice that Windows has updates that are ready to be installed. So we finish up installing the updates for Windows, restart the computer, and we relog back into the remote desktop connection and we test out the Adobe, and it is now able to work. Close this one out. And noticed that there was notifications for Windows Update that still needed to be installed. I finished the updates restarted the computer. I remoted back into computer after restart and was able to open Adobe. That will conclude this help desk tutorial on some tickets that could be in help desks. I know some of them are, some may not be, but the majority of those were in there. Now we're gonna close down the virtual machine, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, thanks.